Hi everyone, quick introduction to this video. This was a live that I streamed on Instagram today at 1 o'clock. I'm now going to be doing my lives on Instagram and at least until I get up to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, just because it's a lot easier. I can do it using my good phone, and as I hope you can see from this, the reception's a lot better. But if you can't join me live on any particular Wednesday, don't worry, because I am able to save them, and I'm going to be posting the saved videos back to YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was today's live, which I finished a little while ago. My lipstick's come off already because I've just had something to eat. But I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.
Hello, my Ali Pallies, and I hope you all managed to find me today. I'm totally disorganised as usual, but I'm here. Hello, Jabba. Hello, Jabba. Is that? Oh, I think that's Julianne, isn't it? Hello, Linda. I'm going to wave to you. You see, I can wave to you. Hello. Jabba, is that Julianne? Yeah. Hi, Julie. I'm sort of munching in the background, but I'm getting ready. I haven't put my sunscreen on. I've run out of all my sunscreens, apart from this one, which I have actually found I can spray on my face. Hello! This I saw recommended on... It was a YouTube video, and I'm going to forget his name, but it was J-Lo's makeup artist. And he said how great it looked on the skin. And it's for the body. But I looked, and there's nothing to say you can't put it on your face. And it gives you the most delicious glow. Do you want to see? I will spray it on. Because I've run out of my face cream kind of... I've ordered that one that's like a primer. But actually this works. So I'm going to put it a fair distance away, because it does give you quite... But you'll see, it gives my face... a lovely glow, and it's SPF 100. I had to order it from the States, I think, from Amazon. It took ages to arrive, but it does leave a nice glow on your skin. I don't know what I'm going to do today, but I'm just going to go as the fancy takes me. I think I might put a bit of Unisex Healthy Glow, because I feel like I need a little bit more moisturiser. So I'll do that first, just to even out my complexion. Because I was late back last night, and yeah, so I'm feeling a little bit tired. Now let me just get my Unisex Healthy Glow. It's great to see you both. Right, Unisex Healthy Glow. Oops. Oh, don't drop things over the floor. Excuse me a minute. Right. So, this Unisex, somebody was raving about this morning online to me. And she said, I don't understand why Charlotte doesn't rave about it more often. And it was because I think some very fair-skinned people said it made them look orange. But I've heard from people that are shade 4 in Magic Foundation. I think possibly somebody who was shade 3 that said it made their skin look beautiful. So this is Unisex Healthy Glow. And as you know, it looks white when it comes out. But the magic is when you start. Which side shall I do? Let me zoom in to my hyperpigmentation. And the magic starts. It's like it starts to disappear in front of my eyes. It's so great, this stuff, for the summer. I'm going to do half of my face and zoom into both sides. I love this stuff, especially in the summer, spring. Even it's also good at colour correcting under your eyes. I'll put a bit over. I don't find it stings. And then I'll go up onto my half of my head. It's a really good light to show this today. It's so good at evening out your skin tone. Right. So that's the side I've applied it. Now see the other side. So before, after. Few little spots still peeping through, but most of them have been evened out. So someone was saying this morning, I won't say who, just in case we were having a hello, Cheryl. I've just put this Unisex Healthy Glow on. That's the side I've put it on, and that's the side I haven't. Can you see how it's evened out my skin tone? And it's just a cream, but it's like a BB cream. It's great. Cheryl is a friend of mine. Now, this is where it goes interesting going live. Cheryl is a friend of mine back from my previous life training as an opera singer. And Cheryl is still doing it. You love my videos. Thank you, Cheryl. And I was saying to them all, Cheryl, I don't know whether you were there, but I went on a course at Covent Garden and we did all stage makeup. And I loved it. And I think we probably did some at college, didn't we, about how to make ourselves up as well. But I definitely went on a course. And I remember being shown all the pan sticks, and we were taught how to contour our faces long before you had contour ones, just with pan sticks, and how to make yourself look 80 years old. I loved it. But I think you, Cheryl, you were a couple of years behind me, weren't you? You didn't do the course. No, I think it was kind of linked in, like over a holiday if you wanted to go on it. And of course, because it was makeup, I've always loved it. Haven't tried, but you use shade 2 in all of Charlotte's products. She does samples of Unisex Healthy Glow. The best way is to go and get a sample of it. I went into John Lewis and they actually gave me a sample of this. So get hold of a sample, because the only way you're going to know whether it's going to make you look orange is to try it. Because I think, let me say it was Lucy. You know Lucy who follows me as well, and she's got quite pale skin. She said she got it and she loves it and it doesn't make her look orange. And why has Charlotte Tilbury not raved about it more? So shade 2 might be a bit too pale. A lot of people complained, said it made them look orange, but they were generally fair skinned people. Cheryl, this would work on your skin tone, having met you in the flesh. But it's just so easy if you want to have a day when you don't want to put lots of foundation on. It just makes your skin, that and a bit of concealer. In fact, I might just do that today. That and a bit of concealer and you're done. You've never tried Charlotte Tilbury? Well, stick with me, girl, Cheryl. Stick with me, because I've got the lot. Honestly, I collect it all. It's kind of really helped me since things have gone downhill. Cheryl knew me back in the day when I was walking quite well. And I'm not walking quite well at all now, Cheryl. Only a few steps and the rest of the time on the mobility scooter. And the reason I'm telling you that is that's why I got into makeup, because it's helped me to feel like me still. You know, when suddenly my legs are swollen up and I've got lymphedema and I can't wear anything but these horrible medical shoes now. Nothing fancy, nothing like that. And so it's just helped me feel like me still. And that's why I got a bit obsessed with it. God love you. You have such a beautiful voice. Yeah, you know what? I'm a bit out of practice though. They keep asking me to sing on here and I won't do it because I'm so out of practice. Anyway, I'm going to put some concealer on. I did a Lulu impersonation once on my YouTube videos. Just as a bit of fun. But you still do a lot of singing, don't you, Cheryl? I remember being in opera choruses and having to put so much spray in our hair that we just used to come off stage and cover our hair with that Aussie Mud Miracle treatment or whatever in the hair because we had to backcomb it. I remember being a hooker in one opera. I don't know if... Yeah, still trying, Ali. Trying? You've got a beautiful voice anyway. What are you talking about? Yeah, so Cheryl's talking about remembering the days in the Y, because we lived in the YMCA. That's a bit too fair for me to put on my face. We lived in a YMCA, and it was like our student dormitory, because you don't really get student accommodation in London, although that college has got it now. Guildhall's got it, haven't they? But yeah, we always said if they took the roof off that place, they wouldn't call it a Young Men's Christian Association. And yes, it was a men's Christian association, but they took women. So I'm going for a light look today. Lovely reminiscing with you, Cheryl. So I was doing lives on YouTube every week. And then they removed the ability to stream on your mobile device. Now, my mobile device, I got it for the camera. It's a good camera. My laptop's not so good, and it was really glitching with the Wi-Fi. If this Wi-Fi glitches, I can actually switch to cellular, and it's okay. So, and it takes up half the space of my laptop. So I'm going to be doing lives every week now on Wednesday over here instead. Is that a concealer? Yes, sorry, this is Magic Away. Let's get back to makeup. I'm getting carried away reminiscing. So Magic Away, I use shade 5 around my eyes, and I'm using shade 7. I thought instead of just putting foundation on, I will just use Healthy Glow, because the sun's out, and concealer to cover up the bits I want a bit of extra coverage. So I use 7 on my skin, like where I've got some of these brown spots. 7 on my skin, and then obviously it's all on my skin, but 5 or 6 under my eyes, depending on how much sleep I've had. Hello, Shoshana. So Ali Pally's Shoshana, Linda and Julie. I should introduce you to my friend Cheryl, who I used to train to be a singer with. So if you see mezzo Cheryl, that's her, and obviously she's a mezzo soprano. So it's really great, my two worlds coming together. So I'm just dotting this round. So no foundation today, just a bit of dotting as I'm talking to you of Magic Away concealer. I'm going to put a bit more under my eyes in the darker shade. And Unisex Healthy Glow. They're a lovely little gang, Cheryl. They all support me so much, as I know you do. Right, now, shall I show you this new product by Huda? Where are you? New product by Huda. Well, I got 2 new products by Huda, because you know I'm a naughty girl. I got Tantor, and I got this new setting spray, which Wayne replied to me and said, Wayne Goss, and said it's mental. And I know now exactly what he means. It is like spraying hairspray on your face. That when you spray it on, you can feel your makeup sticking to your face and it ain't gonna budge. So if you've got a wedding or a performance, Cheryl, you know, on stage where the lights are making your makeup melt, this stuff is going to keep it on. The only thing is it does have a powerful perfume scent to it. And it reminds me, it's just like the foundation, it reminds me of Amarige by Givenchy. If anyone's ever smelt that perfume, it smells to me exactly like Amarige. And it's made me actually want to buy a bottle of it because it reminded me of it so much. And that was definitely in my training days. But I'll show you this. And I got the brush to put it on with because I like Huda's brushes. They're very good quality. I mean, they're not cheap, but they are very good quality. So I'll show you the brush that I got with it that I've been using. The jury's out on this at the moment. I was quite excited by it because it sort of felt like something very different, but it's good, but I'm not sure that it really is anything that drastically different to any other contour. It's just the way that it's been packaged and sold makes you think you're getting something really new, but I'm not sure that it is. It's a cream to powder formula. They all come out very, very dark, right? So medium is what you would probably normally get if you said you were tanned or extra tanned in any other brand. So if you're fair, go for the absolute fairest shade and be careful with application. And she does intend this to be applied under powder. So at least you've got that. So once you put the powder over it, will kind of forgive. So I started out doing natural makeup, and now this actually, Huda, is not, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to show it you. So this, wait till you see this is medium, right? This is the medium shade. Wait till you see the colour. That's dark. I'll just swatch you some on my finger. Look at that. But if you like your bronzing, or in the summer, I have to go, and I'm loving this video. Can I rewatch later? Good question, Cheryl. I'm going to try and save it at the end, and then I will either save it here or save it on YouTube and let you know. I'll let you know by DM. If I can, I'm going to save it to YouTube. It won't save the comments, but it'll save the video. But if not, I'll have to I think I can save it on Instagram. So yes, and it'll certainly save here for 24 hours. I just don't want to lose it after 24 hours. So yeah, take care, Cheryl. Now, so this brush that it doesn't come with it, but you can buy, and I like Huda's foundation brush. They're really good quality. I like them, and they're soft. So this was £24, I think, something like. I'm sure it was 24. So you've got this side for applying your contour, and this side for buffing out or using it as a bronzer. So the reason it's called Tantour is you can use it as a contour or a bronzer. But again, you can do that with anything, really. The only products that I wouldn't use as a bronzer are the ones that have got a bit of a... If you look at some of the Kevyn Aucoin... thank you, Cheryl. My skin looks amazing. If you look at some of the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting things, they look grey, and they are meant for contouring only. They're meant to sort of recreate that shadow. So I wouldn't bronze with those. But if something is a brown shade, like Charlotte's Film Star Bronze and Glow, you can contour and bronze with it. Does that make sense? I hope so. So this you could do both. But any brown, like Hoola, anything, you can contour or bronze with. It's only the contours that are kind of more realistic shadow-like tones, grey tones. If you look at Trini's contour looks grey. Sorry, I just suddenly got bunged up then for no reason. So I'm just taking some on the end of this brush, and then I'm just going to take this down here. But this is designed, it's cream to powder. As you put it on, it looks quite powdery. And then I'll put some powder over the top. So I've done a bit of a daft mix today. I've kind of gone for a natural complexion using Unisex Healthy Glow. And then just because I wanted to show you this, I'm now putting in this sort of heavy contour. But it was only because I would normally have put this on if I was doing a full foundation with quite reasonable coverage. So I'm just paint around there. And you can also use it to contour your nose, but go easy. I probably do need a bit of powder anyway, so it's not the best for contouring your nose, to be honest. But it's okay. So I'm just going to do that. And the best way of blending it in is to pinch your nose. Because you shouldn't blend it down, you should blend it up. So this is probably going to make my nose even more bunged up doing this. And then what Huda says when she advertised, I was watching her tutorial, she said you press it in first of all, which doesn't actually blend it. You just press it first and then you start blending. And you should try, I didn't say this the other day when I was making up Jay, but you should try and blend it up. So circular motions, but try and blend it up, not down, because that lifts your face. Is my reception still okay? Dare I ask? I haven't blanked out on all of you. Can someone just give me a thumbs up or something if it's still okay? So I'm just going to press that in and then... So it's a good, easy way to contour. One criticism that's been lodged about this is that... great, thanks, Linda. One criticism that's been lodged, which I think is a fair criticism, is because of the way that it's sold, you've got to buy the brush. But you don't. I mean, you can use one of your own brushes, but... And you could actually blend this... You could blend this on with your hand. I think it blends better with a brush because it's cream to powder, but you could in theory blend it on with your hand. I think if you're going for this, and you can use this as a nice bronzer, I would definitely recommend getting the brush if you can afford it, because the brush is great. And I'm trying to think, I think it could potentially, this could be good for buffing a foundation in. It's not that dissimilar to a foundation one, and it's made me want to try some of her others. I've only got two. I've got the Huda one for foundation, the faux filter, and I've got the Huda one for this. I didn't get, she always brings out a brush to go with her products. I didn't get the one for her powder. When I got her powder, I just got her powder. But she's also got some eyeshadow brushes, and they're generally double-sided. So you've generally got 2 for 1, which is good. So yeah, it's not bad product, and you can use this to bronze as well. So you could take the remnants. That's what I would do. I wouldn't get any more, but just take the remnants of what's on the brush and go over your nose, bit on your chin, to give you a bit of a bronzing effect. And I thought I'd do, maybe, I was in the mood for a Daniel watercolour blush. What do you think? Should we do a Daniel? Hello, Sabrina. So I haven't done the eyes yet, but I'm just going to put some, just liven up my complexion a bit. So I'm just thinking what to use, which one of Daniel's to use. Actually, I could use his newish one. Passion's quite good, actually. Would be quite Passion, or where's the new one? Grace would be nice. I'm just deciding which one, and I'm obviously going to use his highlighter. And the highlighter is, no, not, I like icing, but it's a bit cool. What's that one? Where's the other new one? Tease, there we go. I'm going to use his new one, Grace. I'm going to put it on with my fingers. So this is Grace. It's an orangey shimmery shade. Looks a bit scary. Some of them look scary, but when you get them on your skin, they're not. So I'm just going to zoom in here. And always put, if you're using these and you're going to be using powder, always put these on before powder. Because they're so liquid, they would move powder. Do you know what I mean? It's better to set them if you're going to. If you're going to use powder over that area, then you might find afterwards it gives you such a nice glow you don't want to set that bit with powder. But if you're going to, then put it on afterwards. So, glad you could join us, Sabrina. And Linda. Oh, I haven't waved at Sabrina, and I haven't waved at Shoshana. It gives me the option to wave at you when you join. When did Shoshana join? And where's my little wave sign? Oh, yeah, we go. There we go. I'm waving at Shoshana. Just making sure it's even. Glow is quite nice as well. I'm figuring out as I go whether to put glow on as well, because I've already put that contour of Huda's on. Glow looks lovely as a bronzer. This one is Passion. I might put a bit of Passion on. Passion's got a bit more pink in it. I think this is nice, but because I'm wearing pink, it's looking a bit out of place. Whereas if I put a bit of Passion over the top, Passion's got orange and pink in it. So I just feel like it needs a bit of pink added to it. Hello, Earthy Souls. Let me put this on. And that's a good thing about these. You can mix them until you're happy. Yeah, that's better. Just wasn't going. The fact that I was wearing a pink top, it was looking a bit out of place. I forgot I was wearing pink. So yeah, this is Passion. This is a lovely one. A lot of people get Passion. It's one of his infamous ones. That one, I think, and Rose Glow, I think they're some of his two bestsellers. And then I'm going to put the highlighter over the top. And then I can't decide what eyeshadow to put on. Any ideas, Ali Pallies? Oh, no, tease. That's the raspberry one. That's not what I wanted. I wanted his highlighter one. Where are you? I must have put you somewhere else. Let me see. Because you're not in with my other watercolour blushes. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So Tease is the raspberry one, but I'm looking for his highlighter. If not, I'll just use icing. Nope, that's not it. I've forgotten the name, but I know it when I see it. I'll take icing out in case I can't find it. I think icing will have to do for now because I've put it back somewhere else. So I'll do icing. I do like icing, it's just a bit more cool toned. But actually you can always mix it. You want me to surprise you with the eyeshadow? Okay. So this is icing. Actually this will go well with my top. This one I need to give a bit of a shake because I haven't used it in a while. So that's what it looks like. Actually, that's going to look nice as a highlighter. Dreamgasm. Okay. I'll use Dreamgasm. I'll do Dreamgasm with a little bit of a twist. See that? It just gives a lovely highlight, but it doesn't accentuate anything on your skin. And I'm going to use a little bit more to lift up my eyes. See how it lifts your eyes? Just to put that little dot under your brow. I'm really playing today, aren't I? Really playing. Oops. Wow, what is that? Daniel Sandler, yes. This is his highlighter called Icing. Let me just show it you again. Really nice highlighter. You can put it on your lips as well. I might put that over my lipstick when I've finished because I've got a pink top on. So you see if I put that over my lips, it's a sort of frosty pink. It's really pretty. He's got this, one of his new colours is warmer than that, and I tend to go for that, but actually as I've got a pink top on and I couldn't find the other one, I'm glad I couldn't find the other one now because actually I like that. That's looking nice. Right, Dreamgasm with a twist. No, I've just got an idea about how to kind of make it, because I've used Dreamgasm before, which is fine. I don't get bored of it. I just don't want you to get bored of it. But I'll do it with a little bit of a twist, which I may have already done as well, but we shall see. I'm looking for something else. No, I know what I'm going to do. Just bear with me. I was looking for my YSL pencils, but I've had another brainwave. So just bear with me a second, because I know where it is, exactly where it is. Excuse me for bending off camera all the time, but I'm going to put it on in another way that you haven't, I know you haven't seen me apply it. 1 second. I'm going to put it on with rose gold underneath. Eyes to Mesmerise. So you can see what that looks like. Because that does look pretty. Come on, rose gold. There you are. There's method in my chaos. You know, I've got my Daniel Sandler watercolour blushes together. I've got my Eyes to Mesmerise together. It's just sometimes on the odd occasion I put one thing back in the wrong place, which is what I did with that highlighter. This is a great connection. Don't tempt fate. Hello, Thorndyke. Don't tempt fate. The minute anyone says that on you, when anyone said that or I said it on YouTube, it suddenly went. But no, I think it's actually, I think Instagram tends to be better anyway. Right, so I'm going to just put some rose gold Eyes to Mesmerise on with my finger. This is great on its own, to be honest, but I just wanted to show it you as a base for Dreamgasm. Don't worry, I'm not really telling you off, Thorndyke. And because I can't be bothered to get a smudger brush, because I'm being lazy, I just put this underneath with my little finger. Nothing wrong with fingers. Also, the good thing about fingers is you can feel what you're doing on your finger, so you know if you're missing something. You're not just having to look at what you're doing. You can actually feel where you're applying it. So that is rose gold. It's so subtle on its own, I was surprised. I think on its own, I prefer the Tom Ford one because it lasts longer. But this does make, it is lovely and it's more sheer. And I find for some reason that cream products, if they're lighter pigments, they crease on me in any brand. So in Trini's ones, like the darker ones, absolutely fine. The minute I start to put on the light ones, they crease. And I don't know why that is, but it's cross brand in general, except for that Tom Ford one that's called peach something, isn't it? Golden peach. And it's very similar to this, but it just doesn't crease. Yeah, it's very, these Eyes to Mesmerise are very good on you know, if you got, which I have, and most people do as they age, the eyelids become a little bit more lax. So they just they're a bit more flattering. May have to order this. Rose gold, so gorgeous and subtle. Would you wear a primer under, or is Magic Away enough to keep it in place? To be honest, this is a primer in itself, and I have used Magic Away or a concealer under it before, and it's actually been too much. Because it's a cream product, you can get away if you want to. It depends. You don't necessarily need a primer in terms of it staying put, but you might want a primer in terms of evening out your skin tone on your lids, if that makes sense. But you don't really need one to make it stick because it's a cream product. So once it dries, it's a primer in itself. And today I'm using it as a primer. Do you have any other Tom Ford cream eyeshadows? Yes, I've got Golden Peach and something Sun, the sort of yellowy gold one, which I can show you in a minute if you want. I'm just going to complete this. So I thought I'll put on Dreamgasm now, and you can see what it looks like. So I'll just put on the prime shade. So So it kind of will mattify. I'm just going to put that on the inner corner. And on the lid. Sun Worship, that's it. That's the one I've got. And then I'm going to put on this enhanced shade that looks like which is the same as in Transform Eyes. You're obsessed with everything Tom Ford right now. That is a dangerous thing to be. I've never bought any of his eyeshadow quads, but there's one that I've had my eye on for ages called Honeymoon or something. Is it called Honeymoon? Something Honeymoon, and it's the shades, I just love them. But they're so expensive to buy, but there's more product in them, so they're not actually expensive. It's just the initial outlay. So this is the enhanced shade. I thought I'd put that actually over my entire lid. Because these, as I said the other day when I was doing Up J with these are not really that dark. So if you're fair skinned, you could use that in the crease. But if you're darker skinned, you kind of need to get to the smoke shade to give you definition. I won't buy his eye quads, too scared I'll get addicted. I think that's why I haven't bought them. Sharon Sonner. Hi Sharon. So I'm just putting that into the socket. Hello Sharon, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Because there isn't a matte shade in here. And I'm going to just leave that Daniel Sandler up the top. And then I'm going to just take a smudger brush. And I'm going to take the Transform Eyes shade. Well, actually, just a flat brush. And just take a bit of that underneath. And cover up the rose gold with it. Pop some prime shade in the corner. And then I'm just warming up my fingers on the pop shade. So it just adds a little bit more depth. Do you think Jean would also look good as a base? Yes. Jean would look good. Star Gold would look good. Because Star Gold goes very well with Transform Eyes. And this has got, the enhanced shade is Transform Eyes. So Star Gold would look good. Jean would look good. You could use Bet. It's a bit of a darker gold, but you could use Bet. You know, you could play with it a lot. You could actually put two different Eyes to Mesmerize on as a base, and then cover it so that you've got a deeper socket. So you could have one of the darker ones like Mona Lisa in the socket to prime, and then put this on so that the socket, because that's the only thing about this, is just not, it's not very dark socket colour. Does Star Gold crease? No. No. I think because it's a darker, it's not, it is still a light shade, but it doesn't, I didn't find it creased as much as the Rose Gold. I'll show you Star Gold. I'll show it you next to what I mean. So this, do you see this enhanced shade here? It's very similar to it. So here's Star Gold. And then here is the enhanced shade from this palette, which is also in Transform Eyes. So now if I now put another little stripe of this cream on here, then I'll put one over the other, and you'll see it looks very pretty. Just let it dry a little bit. It's not dried yet. It's because I didn't blend it out enough on my hand. There we go. So it looks very pretty, that enhanced shade. So that's that shade over the Star Gold. That's Star Gold on its own. That's the enhanced shade on its own. And that's the two together. And then if you add the pop shade over the top of that, that actually looks very like the Tom Ford one that you just mentioned before. So that will just bring out the yellow more. The rose gold will bring out the pink more in the palette. So if you want a pinky look using Dreamgasm, use rose gold. If you want a more yellowy, goldy look, then use Star Gold. And Jean, if you use Jean, let me get Jean, because that's the one you were asking about, wasn't it? If you use Jean, then it's going to be a little bit more of a paler look. Where are you, Jean? Come on, Norma Jean. There you go. There you are, Jean. I talk to my makeup. That's not the first sign of madness. I think that's the third. Right, so here's Jean on its own. Here's Jean. So it's like a light champagne shade. And then I'll put another stripe so that you can see it. I'll have to blend this stripe out a little bit more so that it dries. So there's Jean. Now if I put the enhanced shade over that, so it's just going to give you a lighter effect, and then I'll put the pop shade over the top of that. So that's going to be lighter, that's going to be more gold, and this is more rose gold. So yeah, you can really play in terms of what primer you put under an eyeshadow. I hope nobody wants to see that again, because I've just gone like that on my arm. Sorry. I'll have to screenshot it if you do. Right. What shall I do? I was looking for that the other day and I wondered where it was. And it's in with my brushes. My Daniel Sandler. Actually, I'm going to use that now. Shall I? Will it go? This is navy blue. You see, this stripe is actually navy, but I'm wearing a black dress, so it looks as though it's black. Maybe not. Maybe I need a different colour. It'd look a bit weird if I've got navy and black on. Love it all. My husband keeps asking if we own stock in Charlotte Tilbury because I keep buying so much. Mine just keeps buying me vouchers now because he knows I love it so much that it's an easy gift for him, and it's one I'm always delighted with. So, but I'm going to wait now until she brings out some of her new lipsticks. She's bringing out some new kissing lipsticks, isn't she? Now, I need some eyeliner. Eyeliner and brows and all that stuff. I might just use, you know what, I might just use today to do my brows. I might just use the MAC on its own. The MAC Shape and Shade. And I've deliberately left this in the box, not so that it'll keep longer, but because I use it so much, I get annoyed if I can't find it. Whereas if I keep it in the box, I immediately spot it. So I'm just going to brush up my brows. I'll do my brows. I just wish you'd do more matte colours. With Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, Sophisticate palette, but it's browns, and yet I know you're not a fan of browns, are you, Linda? I think mattes are going to come back. I've been discussing this with Shoshana. There's only so much glow they can push on us before they're going to have to convince us that it's out of fashion and we need to buy matte. But it won't. My prediction will be that they won't call it matte. They'll call it something else, because nobody ever likes to think that they're reverting back to something from the 90s, or something from a past era. So it'll be matte with a kind of twist, 21st century twist, and I think it will be, they'll call it something like satin makeup. So a bit like is already in the Icon palette. They are actually, to all intents and purposes, a lot of those shadows in the Icon palette are matte, but they've just got a slight sheen to them. They're not shimmery, but they've just got a slight sheen, and I reckon that's the next thing. Yes, but I use too much brown. I agree, matte will come back. Well, as I say, they're running out of stuff that they can sell to us. So I'm just using this Shape and Shade for MAC, which is a pen. And you can just draw in some brow hairs where you're a bit sparse. And then if there's a big sparse area, there's a bit on the other side, which I rarely use, but I'll show it you. Maybe I'll use a little bit where it's sparse here, which is like a powder pencil thing. So the powder's in that end, and I'll show you what I mean. So you can kind of, this bit, you can just fill in with powder. But I don't use that bit a lot, because if I want to have more hair-like strokes, then I don't see the point of then filling them in. You don't like sheen? I just think that they're not gonna call it matte, because it's too much of a jump from all the glow as well. So they'll call it something else to kind of make people feel like it's different, but it is not a big leap, and it's not going back to the 90s. There'll be another word. And seeing as a lot of them are like gloss, glow, they're like paints, that's what all I can think of is satin. What else is there in paints that's not matte and is not gloss? It'll be some word in between, and it'll be matte with something else, I reckon. Now, I want a liner. I want a liner. Maybe a green one, just for interest. Oh, I definitely want one of those pencil holders because I can't bear looking for my pencils in this box. Here you go. Here's Daniel's green one. I'll use that. Oh. My lips are really dry today. You know what? I'm just going to put this on my top lid as well because I'm feeling a bit lazy. I had a busy day yesterday and I'm sore and I don't want to move around looking for too many products. So I'm just going to put green. She's fine. It just make my eyes pop a bit more. Chalk paint. It's the same with everything, isn't it? Like when I worked in the NHS, when they bring out a new kind of reorganisation, it was always what they'd done 8 years ago but scrapped, but they always said no, it wasn't. It was completely different from that, and they gave it a different name, and they had a little bit of a twist because nobody wants to admit that they've just gone back 8 years and doing the same thing that they did before and gone full circle. So they always try to say no, it's different, and sell it as though it's different. And they'll probably get everyone plucking their eyebrows out as well at some point. Maybe not quite yet, but once everybody's microbladed their brows and got all these thickening products, then they'll say that the thin brow is back. Right, and then I'm just putting on some MAC Upward Lash, which remains my favourite. I like the brush, it's small, and it does push my lashes up. Sorry about my goldfish face. You know, the putting on mascara goldfish face. And I can hear Linda go, more. Linda always says more when I'm putting on my mascara. And you're right, it's eye-opening. But I get bored of putting on mascara. That's what it is. It's just so boring. With other products, you've got colours and you've got all sorts of things you can play with. The mascara is just mascara unless you've got a different shade mascara. I wouldn't mind trying a brown one. Brown mascara. I don't own a brown one. See what I mean? You can get right to the tip and then really push those lashes up with this mascara. I love it. There was a rumour going round. I was told in a MAC store that they were stopping this. What's it saying? 1.54 remaining. Are you only allowed to live stream for a certain amount of time? Oh, well, I better finish off quickly. It's saying 1 minute 44 seconds remaining. I suppose I could come off and come back on again. Anyway, let me do a lippy quickly. And you know what? I've got the collagen lip balms next to me. So let me put the peach one on. Where are you, peachy one? Peachy plump. Peachy plump with the other thing underneath. It probably only lets you live stream for an hour, which is probably a good thing for me because I talk too much. Right, that's the one. I want Hot Gossip. Yeah. "58 seconds remaining." I can do that. So that's Hot Gossip. And then Peachy Plump over the top. And we've got a look. So, thank you for joining me. We've got 25 seconds left and counting. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll try my best to save it. And great. Love you all, Ali Pallies. Take care. See you soon.